Hey everybody, it's your boy Captain Hunter coming at you again. Let me adjust this camera here a little bit here. Thank you so much for tuning into the show, and I really appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit that rate, subscribe button, and make it do what it's got to do. Let's make it do what it got to do. Let me just tell you a little bit about my journey that I'm going on. Some of you may know, some of you may not know, but I'm actually finishing up a doctorate. I'm in school right now, and hopefully by the end of the year, actually sooner, I'm hoping for by the end of this summer to have all my work completed, submitted, and just plan for my defense. And so that's the plan. If things don't go according to plan, I run into some snafus. The program is supposed to end by December, so that'll be a 50th birthday present and a Christmas present to myself. So my doctor. So happy birthday, happy Merry Christmas to me if I make it, and hopefully it's my goal, my desire to finish up and have all my work completed, submitted by August of 2023. So that's just a little bit about me and the journey that I've been on. I started when the pandemic hit, and we were all locked down for a year or two. I started a consulting business and all that. We were locked down. I said, oh man, what am I going to do for the next couple of years? Or at least when, you're here in 2 years. So at the time I locked in and I said, I'm going to go back to school. So I'm finishing up now. So the reason I mention that is because at the end of my journey, I want to take some time off and travel. I want to see the world, right? So my kids are grown. I have no responsibilities besides my home, my house. So I know my kids are grown, no responsibilities. I don't know how this camera is looking here, so it's kind of bothering me a little bit. So anyway, so I have no responsibilities, and I'm just going to kind of travel the world and just, see the world. Hopefully, live out of a suitcase and just see the world for at least a year or two, and possibly even while I'm traveling, seeing the world is also my plan to find another place to live. So I come across, I'm riding my exercise bike. Make sure you guys get one or do whatever you got to do to make sure you stay in shape. So I come across this video because I'm researching this type of information about where to live, how to move about, how to travel, and this, that, and the other. So I'm riding my bike this morning, getting a little exercise in, and I come across this particular lady's channel. Her name is Stephanie Perry, I believe. I think it's Stephanie Perry. Isn't that her name? Yeah, Stephanie Perry. You can see at the bottom there, Stephanie Perry. Never came across the content before or anything like that. So as I'm listening to her, she's given some good stuff, some good information. She, doesn't seem, and I'm not throwing any shade. This is going to seem like a shade video. It's not in any way, shape, form, or fashion. It's definitely going to seem that way, but it's really not. That's not my intent. My intent is to ask the simple question to the Passport brothers and to everyone out there, and particularly in the Black community, as how do we get to this particular place? So as I come across this lady's content, right, you can see this is her page. This is the video I started watching, and it just bothered me so much that I said, I'm going to do a response to this because I just thought it was so crazy, right? So I'm watching it on my TV, and if you watch YouTube on your TV, it's a little bit different from the computer presentation. So now that I pull it up in the computer as I record this, right, you can see this first thumbnail here on the right side says, worst countries for Black travelers. Black travelers. Okay, Black travelers, right? We don't want to go anywhere where we're going to be persecuted. People are going to be looking at us and think we're stealing and all that kind of stuff, right? But then it says Black women abroad, right? You can see a little bit underneath there. Black women abroad. Okay. And keep in mind, I'm on my bike and I didn't see all this before, but I'm seeing it now for the first time as I'm recording this, right? And then next thing is breaking up with the USA. Next thumbnail, 8 things you need to break up with the USA. And then again, it says Black women abroad. Okay. I tell you where to exit us, US. Exit us to Black women expats. So I want to, before I get into this particular video and the part of it that really bothered me, I want to go back to another video that I watched yesterday because that's where I spend most of my time. I don't really watch a lot of TV anymore. But I watched the video because I like this brother. His name is Dr. Umar Johnson, right? Dr. Umar Johnson talks gender wars, reparations, pro-blackness, and interracial dating in part 1. And shout out to the Daily Wrap-Up crew. Because they had Umar Johnson on. This video is an hour or so, and he's got another video that I haven't watched the second part of this, but I appreciated what he said in the first part, because again, the name of this video that I'm recording is Passport Brothers, how do we get to this? I don't even know what I'm going to name it. So how do we get to this particular place? How did it get so bad? How do we get to this place where we're at each other's throats openly? Black women and black men are in open warfare. This would be if we had nuclear weapons, and if we had conventional arms. We would have blown each other to bits. It is just that bad. Maybe it's the stuff that I'm consuming on in the internet streets, but it's really, really bad. And I can't even go to a channel to learn about how to travel abroad and see the world as a senior person in society. Right, I'm 50 now. Right, so how do we get to this particular place? So I'm going to play a little bit about the interview, and you can see the question that's up here is, ultimately, what is your goal? These interviewers, who are probably in their 20s or early 30s, what is your ultimate goal for the Pan-African community? And that is what is being posed. And here's a response by Dr. Umar Johnson.
Pan-African community, what is your ultimate goal that you have in mind for the overall Pan-African community?
Great question. The vision, the mission, the goal of Pan-Africanism is to unite all African people globally into one unified and organized system.
Did he say black women? Did he say black men? And I'm going to interrupt this because I don't want to get any strikes. I don't know how this all, I'm still kind of figure out these YouTube streets here about strikes and stuff. Again, I get strikes for the most silly things. So he didn't say black women and black men. And I bring that up because I did, because I, along with other people, critiqued Fox Souls when the ladies of the queens of whoever they were, queens of, I don't even know what they were, Vivica Fox and Claudia Jordan and the rest of them really kind of went in an ice cube because he had written something that was for and aimed at Black America. And those particular ladies, the four ladies on the panel, said, black women are different. And so how do we get to this place? How do we get to the place of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, SNCC, CORE, all the different civil rights groups and organizations, the Black Panthers in the 1960s, in the 1970s? How do we get to that place where Black power, we're all loving each other, we're doing this, we're doing that, and then next thing you know, we're making videos that I'm going to show and link back to the first video about this lady, Miss Perry. How do we get to this place? Here, Dr. Umar Johnson. I like Umar. I agree with 90% of what he says. I like Umar. How do we get to this place where this is his goal? This was the goal of Pan-African organization. This is the goal of the Black community. This was the goal of the civil rights movement. All this stuff, we were in harmony and unity. How do we get to this place? And I'm asking this question for us to ponder and think about. I've had to go back to individuals to get the answer. But let's go back to Umar here.
Through which we can protect ourselves politically, economically, socially, culturally, spiritually, academically, so forth and so on. So unity is the foundation and independence is the elevation.
I got to pause it here. I meant to put my headphones in. I don't know how this is sounding so far, but I don't want there to be an echo from the microphone as well. So I apologize if that's what's going on. But the rest of this video will not have that if it was going on here. So again, we'll continue on playing what he said. Economically, financially, spiritually, physically, medically, all independent as our own collective individuals. That was his goal, and I would argue that was the goal of the SNCC and CORE and all this type of thing. And now we're just at open warfare with each other. And I got to give a shout out to the late great Kevin Samuels, who said quite prophetically and quite accurately that what slavery couldn't do, what Jim Crow couldn't do, feminism did. I'm not saying I didn't know the answer. I'm just asking more of a rhetorical question to get all of us thinking about what's going on. So let's continue playing with Umar.
That's the goal of Pan-Africanism, to make sure African people are not dependent upon members of other races in order to protect our lifestyle, our culture, and most of all, the destiny of our children. Do for self is the heart and soul of Pan-Africanism. So when we win, we will be in charge of our lives. We will control the banks. We will control the hospitals. We will control the criminal justice system. We will control the economy. We basically want a parallel world that is under our authority, because whoever controls your institutions controls your life.
Got you. So the big word that I heard was, unity, right? So what is your overall thoughts? Obviously,
big question in here was unity, right? What are your thoughts on the diaspora, however you want to pronounce it, diaspora gender wars that are going on in the Black communities, right? Black communities. So let's get Umar's response here.
You can see that we have this gender war going on, this diaspora war going on. What's your thoughts on those overall wars that's going on within the Pan-African community?
I would not be surprised if we learned 20, 30 years from now that the domestic gender war was inspired by the FBI. Just as the FBI gave birth to COINTELPRO back in the 70s and 60s to disrupt and destroy the credibility and success of Black liberation movements, I could very well see where COINTELPRO or something similar to it could have also been invented to turn the Black woman against the Black man and the Black man against the Black woman. If you look at this, it looks just like COINTELPRO, except it's not Stokely Carmichael fighting Huey P. Newton. It's not Dr. King, and Malcolm having differences. You understand? It's you and your baby's mother having differences. It's you and your fiance having differences. It's you and your wife having differences. And the family is an institution, no different than SNCC, no different than CORE, no different than the Panthers, no different than the Garvey movement, no different than the Freedom Riders. So I'm keeping an eye on it, but I really do believe that at some point we're going to find out that the U.S. government had a hand in the gender wars and the promotion of it, because I don't think it's a coincidence that this Black male versus Black female gender war is being initiated at the very same time that the U.S. government is pushing transgenderism on elementary Black public school children. So is that a coincidence that while you're trying to disintegrate the Black family through non-traditional forms of life, through Black on Black crime, through police genocide, through poor nutrition, poor healthcare, all these weapons, the Snow Bunny crisis, along with that, you see so many commercials now where it's the Black man with the white woman or the Black woman with the white man. Clearly, there's an agenda to brainwash our children into either being with someone of the same sex or someone of another race.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there. But his again, I'm not going to touch the whole Snow Bunny crisis thing that he's talking about. I'm not going to touch the tea people. I'm not going to touch all that, right? But his goal, right, and the goal of this is to build this one world type of organization where African people who have been traditionally oppressed are now in this open warfare with each other. And we see that in so many ways, shapes, form, and fashion, right? This whole Passport Brothers movement. And now is this YouTube video that I watch, and I'm trying to get information. I, as a Black man, is trying to get information. I turn to a channel, and I don't want to be in this place. I don't want to live in this world. I don't want to be in a place where I feel as if the women are untrusting of me and things along those lines, right? So, it does seem COINTELPRO-ish. Don't want to be a conspiracy theorist. You look into COINTELPRO if you don't know what that is, right? But it's just crazy that this is everywhere, and we're buying into it hook, line, and sinker. So let's get back to, that's not what I wanted, right? So here her video is don't leave USA for another toxic country while what Black women expats can learn from Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner being the USA WNBA basketball player who was arrested by the Russian government for bringing in marijuana into their country. And there's this whole big thing about getting her out and all this kind of stuff, right? And this was another form of the gender war, because I remember Black people going at Brittany Griner and going at the Biden administration for, why'd you get this woman out? She did this, she did that. Meanwhile, we got former military vets sitting in other prisons and things. Nobody's done anything to get them out, right? This was a whole big mess. And she did something that was wrong. So again, I'm watching this. I'm on my bike, right? I'm half paying attention, but I'm trying to get this workout in. And I'm watching this video, so I didn't even see. I just saw in the thumbnail. I don't even know. I don't even know if I can pull up the thumbnail. The thumbnail was pretty much like these that you can see right here. Nice thumbnail, right? And move, as you can see, the top 3 thumbnails are move here, breaking up the USA, worst countries for black travelers. So the only thing that the thumbnail said was, don't leave USA for another toxic country. I didn't see the second half. What black women expats? I didn't even see that. I'm seeing this now for the first time as I pull this up. So I click on it. So I'm watching the video. So we get to about this part here, and she's telling us who she is, right? I think this woman's a beautiful woman, right? And all that. So it's going to seem like I'm doing a hit job, but I'm not, right? So let's talk about it. We're going to play a couple of minutes of this until the point where I just really got just angry, right? And so we're going to play it just a little bit here, and she's going to tell us who she is and all that.
Number one, yes, racism is everywhere, but black women are not treated the same everywhere. Disclaimer number 2, I'm African American. African American women do get privilege. African American people in general do get privilege.
Now, if anybody's saying she's talking about African women, how come this wasn't a red flag? It just wasn't, right? Because I know that sometimes, okay, I'm not saying that the black woman experience isn't different, and I acknowledge that. Okay, you're a black woman traveling by yourself, right? Much of the world is still very, very traditional. Okay, she is talking about this type of thing, right? Okay, so right, she said a little bit about this before. She's going to say what we're going to listen to now, and then I even watched a little bit. When I cut it off, you'll see why I cut it off. But then I play a little bit. I'm on my bike, and I'm playing a little bit after that. And so after this, I see where she continues with the black woman thing. So I'm like, okay, you don't care about the black community. You don't care about black men. This is just about you and all this. So let me play a little bit more so we can continue to talk about it, right?
We have those US dollars. We have that US accent, probably Canadian and British. Black people also have a significant amount of privilege when they travel and when they move abroad. But some of this privilege we experience while we're traveling to a place, even if we're traveling for a long, slow travel, a long period of time. Some of these privileges may dissipate, right? And just frankly not exist when we move to a place. Portugal is a place where, as a traveler, I have received privilege. I don't know if that will still exist once I move to that place. Another disclaimer, these are thoughts that I've been thinking, all right? I am not a person who studies world governments. I am not a student of race and class. I am not a student of any of these things. I am a person, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm Stephanie Perry. I'm a year-round house sitter. I'm the creator of House Sitter School, and I help black women take a sabbatical or move abroad or bop around as a digital nomad.
Okay, again, I'm not okay. This is not bothersome to me. This is what she does. She took a sabbatical from work. She said she was 41 when she did it. She wanted to, use up her savings and go travel. She's obviously getting in the YouTube streets. She's got 146,000 subscribers. Probably making a decent living from just doing that. And, I'm not mad at this woman for this. I think that this is great. She's doing something and seeing the world and getting on the grind. And I think a little bit, I don't know if it was this video, another video I watched where she talked about, this whole thing about waiting to travel before you retire is a scam. Good stuff. And I agree. And she wants to, her nieces are targeting black women to help them, realize their potential. Okay, great. I really don't have a problem with that. I have a problem with the open warfare, and it's the language is going to come up in a second here.
If that sounds good to you, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, click that subscribe button, and ring the notification bell. Turn on notifications so that you'll be notified when I post a new video. Welcome, okay? I am just a person who has experienced a significant time outside of the United States and got to look back at the U.S. critically and decided that I did not want to live there, that I could not be the fullness of me. I could not be my full self, my full joyful, peaceful, happy self living in the United States. I'm in Curacao right now in the Caribbean. I'm spending the entire winter in Curacao, but I do intend to move somewhere sometime soon, get some sort of home base. I've been bopping around for a while. Okay, so now I'm a house sitter. I'm not a student of race and politics and economics, okay? These are some thoughts that I've been thinking, all right? All right, and I think final disclaimer, this is not a blame Brittany Griner for her current situation video. If you're looking for that video, go to another channel. I'm sure some man has made that video somewhere, okay?
That's the statement right there that just pissed me off. why does it have to be some man? And this is the open, hostile gender. Maybe it's not a big deal to you, but it certainly was a big deal to me. This is the open, hostile gender. There was no need to say that some man did it. And I don't even know. Did some man do it? Did some woman do it? Why was that language necessary, right? And so after all, seeing all these different thumbnails and everything, I started to put together, okay, this is a problem. This is a problem, right? This is a problem. So again, it's my plan to do exactly what she's doing. I don't want to be a house sitter like she's doing, but I plan to kind of, I'm make a fairly decent living, especially for living in other countries. I make a very, very decent living. So it's my plan to do exactly that. Just travel around, living from Airbnb or some cheap, place, living with the locals, and just going out there, just doing my thing. Especially once I finish school, just enjoying life, seeing the world, all that kind of stuff. So I want to do exactly what she's doing. So I turn to someone like this to get information about how to do it, and this is the kind of vitriolic problems that I'm running into, and I want to know where this is coming from. I want to know, and I'm not saying I don't know the answer. I do know the answer, or at least I'm researching the answers and trying to come up with, trying to develop them, and I want to be able to articulate them. And I'm saying this to say that this is not necessary. I wish that we were not at this place. I am in more line with thinking of Dr. Umar. I wish that we would all come together. Black men, black women would come together, that we would stop this gender war. We would stop this passport brothers stuff about traveling just to spite black women, or black women making podcasts about black men, and we're dusty and crusty and we don't know. It's just crazy. The whole world is seeing it. We're placing our dirty laundry on Front Street, placing it not in the backyard, and we're placing it on the front yard, and it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Now, she didn't say black man. She just said some man. So I could be putting a lot into this. I could be. But that statement right there really just rubbed me the wrong way. It really did. So let me tell you, I'm continuing this journey. And so I come across another platform, right? These particular couple, right? I don't know if you can see it here. So this is from my watch history. As you can see, from May 2nd, I watched them, and I've been watching April 30th. I'm recording this now in June, so this is quite a bit ago. Side hustles that help us retire abroad black, and I think it's Black Expat Portugal, retire abroad Black Expat Portugal, right? So this couple, and I'm pretty sure that they're married. I'm pretty sure that they are married. If not, they're certainly partnered up in a romantic way. Our Black Utopia, right? So, and this video only got 2.9 views, and in the video above it got 45,000 views. So they're going through their experiences about different places that they've lived, and just trying to figure out where they are. I think now that they have just gotten their citizenship papers, I think it's them. Somebody came up on my feed and said that they got their citizenship papers from Portugal. I think that they decided, of all the places that they lived at or visited, that they wanted to go to Portugal. Our Black Utopia to them. So as you can see up here, the thumbnail above it, and this is why I have it on here, right? This is a particular lady. Again, it's the same couple, right? So they had a guest speaker on, and this lady, I don't even know her name. I really don't know her name. Here it is. Miss Carla. Let's see if I can click on it.
Save time and money on your degree.
I don't want to know that. Do you need to work for a few months to pay off debt? Carla is an expat career strategist and can help you plan your Blaxit by moving your career abroad. Show more. Let's see, right? So they've got all her stuff, right? So you can go, this is all her stuff, right? Contact Carla. So I actually went to her channel. And I actually went to her channel and clicked on the website, and because I want to, again, this is where I want to go to, right? What is that? Okay. So I watched the video, and you can see it cycling through the video right here. So this particular lady, this is what she does. I don't know if that's her career. That's what she does as a side hustle. I don't know. But she does have a website that's dedicated to helping Black expats, as you can see, get their stuff. But as I'm talking, as I'm watching the video, and as you can see, I got through quite a bit of the video, right? It's a 2-hour long video. The red marker indicates I watched more than half of it. She starts this whole Black woman thing. This is for Black women who wanted, and I'll tell you exactly what the careers are and why I contacted it. It's because it's for Black women who want to teach in different universities online. Open up your career if you have a master's degree, PhD, whatever you want to do what you want to do, and you want to teach online or whatever like that. That's what her focus was. I didn't watch the whole video, as you can see, because I got sick of it. But that was the consensus that I got. I still contacted her. I'll show you the email right here. Right? I don't even know if I can show it to you. Is it on here? Oh, let me see if I can. I'll put the email. I'll take a picture of the email because I want to edit it out and things like that. So I'll take a picture and I'll show you. I will show you the email that I sent to her, and or at least I'll show you some of the email. So I still sent her an email. She never responded to the email. Now let me be very, very clear about what I mean. I clicked on the website, right? You know, sometimes they have the contact us page on the website. I clicked that, it wasn't working. I did it on my phone first. I'm like, okay, maybe it's not working on my phone. Did it 2 or 3 times, refreshed. Then I go to my computer, still not working. So, and I probably did it 1 or 2 times. It wasn't functioning. So she's either got to get a better website, or it just wasn't working, or maybe contact her people because it wasn't working. The contact information, the contact button. Okay. So then I find her email, and I send her an email, right? I sent the email. I don't even know when did I send it. I can't see it right now while I'm doing this. I sent the email February, my same day that I watched the video, May 2nd. Same day that I watched the video, May 2nd. Still has not responded. Still, as it's June 4th as I record this, still has not responded. Okay. So now that got me thinking, okay, are you only helping black women? Are you only helping black women to, American black women to get these jobs as teaching and this, that, and the other? And so that I thought was very, very problematic. If that's the focus of concentration. So, and let me just see here, and let me finish off with this, right? So I listen to brothers like BGS Igmore, if you can see the bottom left-hand corner of the screen here. I listen to BGS Igmore. You can see I'm subscribed to him. I listen to, or it must be online here. I listen to Dr. Ronaldneal. I listen to Dr. Drthassanjohnson, right? I listen to greengorilla, who I understand has a PhD as well, and you can see I work out to Funk Roberts. so those are some of the individuals. I also listen to Roland Martin, right? These are some of the people that I listen to in when I'm trying to stay up on what's going on in the world. And Dr. Ronaldneal does a great job. And all 3 of these brothers, Drthassanjohnson, Ronaldneal, and greengorilla, all do a fantastic job talking about the history and the pathology. Really, that's what pathology means. It means the origination or the origin of where diseases come from. So they do a great job talking about the pathology, where this comes from, this animosity between black men and black women, and how we got to this particular place. So I suggest that individuals go back, listen, watch, subscribe to their work, subscribe to their contacts, support them financially, understand what they're doing, and just take a look at it. I also recommend that people check out the Passport OG. So this is where we're at, and I'm sad to say this. I did not make this to put these individual, particular ladies, on blast in a mean and hateful way. That's not my intention. My intention is to understand where we've come from. Where we have come from is concerning our rise together from the plantations of slavery through our fighting with each other. Fighting by with each other, I mean on each other's side, fighting together against a common enemy through Jim Crow. And then once there's liberation and freedom, we don't seem to need each other. And that is very, very sad to me. I think that Umar Johnson has an uphill battle to fight against this. I don't know if it's COINTELPRO. I don't know if it's the U.S. government. I don't understand it. I don't understand this animosity, this vitriol, this absolute hatred that we have for each other. And I don't know. You just tell me what your thoughts and your opinions are. I'm very, very sad to have made this video here. So let me know your thoughts, your opinions, and all that. So very, very sad. I'm going to finish this off with a clip by the late great one, Kevin Samuels, that where we don't need each other.
We are less
You're
logical.
24 years old. Is your circumstance harder or easier than your grandmother and your great grandmother?
Exponentially easier. We have access to information we didn't have.
Exponentially easier, but you're handling it worse. Your grandmother, your great grandmother actually could work with a black man with more trauma.
Because they understood that the black woman and the black man are on the same side. Now that we are all free and independent and we could do whatever we want to, why would we seek to, be one with the black man? We even think that being...
Thank you. Clip it, slice it, put it on World Star. She said it, not me. Now that you're independent, you don't need to be with. There you go. There you go. And there you go, black man. There it is. She's finally got one to say it.
Build businesses with us.
Your grandmothers and your great grandmothers had more trauma and more stress and did it better. They have exponentially less and they're handling it worse. But it's because they're free and can do what the hell they want to. They'll need to be with you. So you don't need to feel any guilt for taking care of you, for putting yourself first and making your passion, your purpose, your priority. You don't need to feel guilty because this 24-year-old woman just said it. They don't feel any guilt about it. Thank you. So don't ask black men to care about your traumas when you can't even smile at us.